Hello everyone, and welcome to Level With Me. This is my show where I play through games and talk about what I think the level design is doing. And we are back after a brief hiatus just because, yeah, last week I wasn't really feeling up to it. But now, I feel a little bit like more in control with my mood and all that. So I hope, if you're watching this, I hope you're taking care of yourself and keeping track of your, mood and emotional health as well. Today we are going to continue with our jaunt through Black Mesa, which is a remake of Half-Life 1 in the Half-Life 2 engine. And we are in the middle of a chapter called Surface Tension. Let me just start the game and see where we're at. Hello everyone, Richie, Fire Penguin, Brobo Josh, Quasi Otter, good to see y'all. Yeah, last week I was just feeling like, oh, do I really want to play it? But now I'm kind of, ready to engage with video games again. So the break was useful. Okay, let's get back into it. So this is Surface Tension. Surface Tension, remember, is like the outdoor chapter of Half-Life 1. And this is a pretty iconic chapter in Half-Life 1 because, I mean, this is literally based, when you buy Half-Life 1, this is the level that's like on the box cover. Like, you open up the flap of that cardboard box when you're thinking about buying Half-Life 1, and then it had a screenshot of this. So this was kind of like, yeah, a big deal because the format of this level is just very, very unusual. We're gonna be playing this really tall cliffside thing where you had to climb up. Oh yes, and as Fire Pingu mentions in the chat, we also saw some fighter jets fly past us a few weeks ago. That's how this section starts. It's a little bit silly though, just because you don't even get a good look at those fighter jets. They just speed past you, but still, a Black Mesa artist had to painstakingly model a fighter jet, like a Tomcat or something, in painstaking detail for this thing that a player looks at for 5 seconds. So that requires real commitment, a real love to maintaining this detail, even though it doesn't even matter that much. So first off, yeah, I think the big impression that a lot of players will get from this view is the skybox. In the original, the skybox is clearly like a flat image where it doesn't really feel like it has depth or it doesn't really feel dynamic. But here you can see the Black Mesa team has modeled a full skybox in gorgeous, 3D skybox detail. There's even animated rivers, some animated particle effects. So obviously that's one really important set piece or element to this giant set piece, right? To give you this idea that you're in this giant outdoor area. I think it's also just the other really important thing I want us to keep in mind as we play through this section is just the sheer verticality and outdoor scope of this. You have to remember that outdoor levels back in 1998 weren't actually super common, right? Think back to Quake in 1996, where all the outdoor levels are pretty small, and then you don't even have super tall vertical levels that much either, right? Original Quake 1996, they don't even have a sunlight entity. You have to fake sunlight in the original Quake. So you know, when we're thinking about this, just think, we also have to imagine this level as kind of like a tech demo production value thing. It's Valve trying to show off how much more advanced than Quake that their game technology has become, that they're able to render these huge levels. And this is still a trend that countless AAA video games still rely on, right? Look at how big this environment is. This explains the growth of open world as a genre, right? Open world is nominally an excuse. It was a genre that we invented to show off landscape rendering. So that's one lens you can look at game design through, right? Don't think of game design not necessarily as game developers thinking, oh, what's the best way we can make the player feel this emotion or have this fantasy? I mean, that's certainly part of it, but you also can't ignore the material, historical aspects of this, that we invent game genres to justify the huge investments we put into video game technology. And that video game technology is what we use to sell games. So it's still very much of a cinema of attractions. And if you're not familiar with cinema of attractions, is this idea in film studies that early film wasn't about story or storytelling or emotions. The cinema of attractions were early films where you'd go to the circus or carnival and you'd see some moving pictures and it would be like fascinating, like going on a roller coaster or something. This is, I think, still how we understand video games so much. I think still it's like, wow, look at how much detail they're rendering. This is like a roller coaster. This is like seeing some pictures move around. Oh my god, look, the train on the screen is going towards us. I think it's still very much that ethos that still drives a lot of game design today, for better or worse. Okay, so here we are on this cliff side. Let's see. So first off, this cliffside, I think they've done a pretty good job of blending the skybox geometry with the actual level geometry. Let me turn on no targets so I don't ruin the encounters. And then try to no clip a little bit so you can get a sense of what this looks like, right? So here you can see the seam. Oh, uh-oh. I just died. I just flew into the invisible trigger that triggered my death. Okay, do I still have... I'm gonna be a little bit more careful with where I fly. Hold on. So right, here you can see the seam between this skybox geometry here and the actual level geometry. But here the level designer has done a pretty clever, important thing, which is when we're here, the rock face is jutting out. And when you have that rock face jutting out, you can't actually see that seam, right? Imagine we're standing here, you can't see where that rock face ends. It just looks like the rock face juts out and then continues along. Canny players, though, would probably be able to tell the difference between this more detailed displacement and then this fairly low resolution, kind of blurry, normal mapped skybox mesh kind of thing. So I think there's still, honestly, a pretty big difference that probably wouldn't pass muster in 2020. But again, there's a double history going on with Black Mesa. There's a double history where it's adapting stuff from Half-Life in 1998, but you also have to remember that a lot of Black Mesa was built in like 2010. Right? So this is already, Black Mesa is already its own remake and remastering of itself, to a certain extent. Let's see, what else? Oh, in the chat, Shadow says I might be dropping frames. Yeah, sorry, I'm in eastern part of Brooklyn, It's not the best internet infrastructure out here, so sorry if I drop some frames. But yeah, you can notice how the hue is different. This is more reddish, this is more orange-ish. It's hard to match all these things, right? Because again, you know, you have to, you know, should you tint the rock texture more red? Should you change the environment lighting to be more red? It's hard to know how to get all these things to match together. So it's not an easy problem. Let's see, what else should we look at? I've always kind of liked Skybox Geometry, especially, and I think Source Engine really brings this to a fore here, where Skybox Geometry almost looks like a little like miniature train set or like a model or something. And some of the best YouTube videos are just hardcore German train model dudes who put painstaking work into building their environments for the model trains. And to a certain extent, it also informs the history of video game art, where a lot of video game art comes from tabletop miniatures like Warhammer, like that whole scene of painting things and like modeling out little maquettes and stuff. Like a lot of that approach and attitude informs how we do a lot of environment art still today. Okay, I should probably stop talking and flying, and we should probably just, sorry, I'm flying up here. We should probably, do something and do some gameplay. I'll shut my yap. Man, my dogs are barking. I hear you, buddy. Okay, so, yeah, I turned off flying, and now... one thing, if you're not familiar with my stream, I like trying to play it a little bit like how a first-time player might be playing this, which is the first-time player isn't really clear where they're supposed to go. I have to drop down onto a ledge, but it's like Half-Life does not have a lean button, so to lean over the ledge, you kind of have to inch out your bounding box a little bit and just hope you don't drop down. And then over here, I can see, okay, there's a little ledge right here. I'm gonna try to drop down here. Oh yeah, and as McLoganog mentions in the chat, yeah, a lot of video game stuff comes from Model Railways Club at MIT, just because nerds are nerds, and you have that continuity of nerd hobbies through history. So yeah, that makes a lot of sense. Oh my god, I almost fell down. What I find interesting about this is that I can hear the grunt, I can hear the soldier below me, but the game specifically does not let me see them yet or establish any visual contact yet. So it's kind of this mini tutorial section right now where I'm just learning to drop down on the ledges. So I'm going to try to do a little bit of a jump over there because I think that's where I'm supposed to go. That doesn't look the right way. One other thing where to mark where the player's supposed to go, readability is super important. And one tool that I think usually gets under-emphasized or utilized, like we all know Uncharted or Tomb Raider, you know, they always have a lot of decals, like there's scratches that mark the edge of the ledge or something. But I think a more subtle tool that's more holistic is detail, where if you have more detail, that's another way of signaling to the player that they should go there, right? So here I see a bunch of rocks here, and why would the level designer bother putting rocks there unless I was supposed to go there and look at the rocks, right? So same kind of idea there, but without all these more artificial feeling of all these scratches. I don't know. But also it would be hard to see the scratches from a top-down camera perspective, right? So that's another reason why you wouldn't do that. Oh my god. And look at this rude little... Do I have God mode on? No, maybe I'm just good at games. And then he ragdolls over the ledge, which is kind of a cool effect. What I found interesting about that is that I jumped down here, and then my back was facing the grunt, and then the grunt was shooting me. And usually that's a big no-no in encounter design. Usually you do not want to force the player to turn their back towards where the enemy will be coming from, because that usually maximizes confusion. Here, I think it kind of works okay, just because the grunt is far enough where they can't actually do much damage to me. And also the grunt here is functioning in a way where they're shooting at me to get my attention, which turns me around and reorients me to show me where I'm supposed to go. So I think the jury's out a little bit on this, whether that's good or bad. On one hand, I didn't get hurt that bad, and I didn't get too frustrated, and it also reminded me to turn around and go towards the correct direction. But on the other hand, there's also ample room for confusion, and yes, as McLoganog mentions in the chat, back spawning is pretty unpleasant. It's kind of a thing you see more in Quake, where Quake or Doom would like spawn enemies behind you, but now it's much less prevalent for the reasons that are mentioned in chat, where imagine someone's playing on like on a gamepad or something, right? And on a gamepad, turning around is much more expensive for the player to do. So that's much less rare to do when you're designing for a console type shooter, because anytime you're making the player turn around a lot, that's at a fixed turning radius usually and pretty slow. Or if you have to make the player do a lot of vertical tracking, that's usually seen as a no-no as well, because the player has to look up and down, and that's at a fixed turning speed, and that is also seen as kind of unfair and unpleasant. Let's see. In the chat, Jota Viopet, sorry if I mispronounced that, says the rocks look like ginger. Yeah, I think a few weeks ago I was saying that they also kind of remind me of fried chicken a little bit. I mean, I don't know what fried chicken I'm eating. Maybe it's really messed up. Although I did have a fried chicken the other day. It was like from a barbecue place. Maybe that was the warning sign. It was more like a katsu fillet. Anyway, it reminded me of this rock texture. I think part of it is just... I tried to diagnose a little bit of this last week, where I argued that if you have a lot of, you know, small, noisy details, that encourages that kind of interpretation. But if you have a lot of more like medium structure, like geology details, then that kind of conveys more of the rock structure, and it reads less like fried chicken or potatoes or ginger or whatever food you're craving right now. Yeah, I miss having katsu too, because of the pandemic I haven't been able to go to my favorite katsu place. Alright, I'll shut up and try to keep playing some of the video game. Okay, so we drop down here. Oh, there's this very helpful sign. Thank you. Don't fall off. Oh. Someone's talking to me, but I don't know if they're... Oh! There we go. Kind of got dragged there. Oh well. Let's see. Let's see. So one interesting thing about these encounters is that you might have noticed that I actually had very little room to maneuver, right? The cover here was very limited. I think what I could have done was hide behind this rock outcropping right here. I think that's why it's there. Usually video games avoid this kind of structure because, yeah, there's not much room for the player to maneuver, so it's not ultimately that interesting. What's that sound? I guess that's just rocks. The other reason why you might not want to design levels like these is because you can see that that grunt didn't have much room to maneuver either. The general rule is that you want bigger space. Usually benefits players who want to run around and do a dance in the combat encounter, but bigger, wider space also lets the AI maneuver more, and generally wider areas give more space for the AI to show off what they can do. It's a very common beginner level designer problem or maybe intermediate level designer problem, where suddenly you understand how real world scale works and suddenly you want to make these really dense environments, so you actually end up making your environments way too small and cramped, and then that actually results in what I would argue is worse combat, because now you and the AI, are just in that DPS race, just trying to shoot each other. It just relies more on my aim and how I'm bad at aiming. So yeah, that's not super interesting either. Let's see, so I'll walk over here. Ooh, I like these giant pipes. Yeah, one nice thing about this level is this is like a almost Halo-esque kind of gesture, where there's a giant landmark set piece thing, and then there's some nice continuity in the skybox where you see that pipeline continuing, which is kind of cool. In the chat, Hota Viopet. Oh, I don't know how to. I don't know the Portuguese. Hota. The J is like an H sound. Anyway, asks, are the pipes in the dam like in the 3D skybox? And the answer is yes. I'll try to no-clip real quick to that skybox room so you can see. Assuming it doesn't kill me. Let's see if it kills me. Oh, yeah, it totally killed me. Yeah, I don't know how to find the skybox room. Looks like this room is really huge. But just imagine that there's another room where it's like a model train set and the entire skybox is built in miniature, kind of like what we've seen in previous weeks. And yes, Black Mesa is just ejecting sewage directly into the river. It's safe to say that Black Mesa is not following EPA regulations. Oh, I can show the kill box triggers and navigate around them. I think I should just continue. I think I've spent too long on it already. Ooh, I like this. So right now you can see I'm going around this bend, and then in the distance, the level designer is dangling the health charger and the armor charger over there. It's a very deliberate sightline, right? Nestled perfectly between this precarious rock and the cliffside, and that orange door, and that artificial concrete wall. It's just really obvious that they want you to see it. I'm also told, yeah, that there's an alternate path I could take. It looks like I could also drop down maybe onto that cliffside. Can I climb this? Is this climbable? No, it doesn't look like it. There's a rope bridge down there, but I think I'll get to that eventually as part of the regular progression. I'm just going to continue this way because I think that's how most players will go. Oh my god. There we go, got him. Maybe I should switch to a crossbow. Oh god, who's shooting at me? Oh, that's kind of weird. Stupid strafing grunt. Did I get him? There we go. This is kind of awkward. I think I would have... It's weird to like... Yeah, that's kind of awkward. Like, I had to like snipe them, and then they're like kind of sniping at me from down there. I think it would have felt better if the grunts just weren't even there, and then you spawn it when I get down there. Just because the fight, that was a weird kind of fight. I don't know. Okay, there's this weird barnacle, and then am I supposed to jump across to that? Is that supposed to be what I do? I have to jump onto that bar? I don't think I can make it. Let's see. Oh, yeah, I made it. Yay. Is there a way to show clip volumes? If anyone knows the command to render the invisible collision or clip, let me know. Because I think it would be really instructional to see how the ledges might be a little bit fake. But yeah, crossbow here you'd think is super ideal because the long sight lines, but as Grandpappy Belcher mentions in the chat, the crossbow isn't as good in Black Mesa because the grunt AI strafes so much. Oh, should I just look for a clip command? Wait, there's a find command? What does find do? Oh. I didn't even know you could do that. I didn't know you could find clip console commands. That's kind of cool. Oh, so these are all the clip brushes? I guess there's not actually that many. Huh. That's surprising. I would have thought there's a lot of invisible clipping along this ledge here. That's kind of surprising. Huh. Oh shit, I don't remember what that command was. R draw clip brushes 0? Let's see, okay, I have to, there's some kind of red button. I need a, this button is broken. I might as well charge up while I'm here. And it looks like this is a fake door that's just here to justify this alcove and to also draw attention to it. Oh, I should pick up this ammo. I'm already full up on ammo. Okay, so now next up is, I guess I can drop down here? And there are these weird rocks, but the texturing on them is so weird. I think we can invest in a few more polygons for these rocks. That's just my opinion. But yeah, physics rocks are always a lot of fun. Can I open this? Is that anything? No? Okay. Oh, and then there's some rockets here. Very ominous. Whenever a Half-Life game gives you rockets, you know, you gotta watch out, because that means you're gonna need them soon. A lot of supplies.
5%.
Get ammo from crate? What crate? Oh, and then there's an infinite rocket ammo thing here? Ooh, okay, that's pretty controversial. Wait, I don't even have a rocket launcher. Wait, what am I supposed to do with all these with all this rocket ammo? Huh, that's really interesting. So, rocket crates are a little bit of a controversial addition from Half-Life 2. This is backported into Black Mesa, where the original Half-Life 1 did not have these infinite rocket supply crates. Usually when you get rockets in Half-Life games, you're going to be using these rockets to shoot at a giant boss enemy, usually some kind of helicopter or boss monster. And yeah, some people, like Joe Wintergreen, have very strong opinions where they hate these because they argue it destroys a lot of tension and it totally throws your item placement balance out of whack, and it's basically the game designer giving up. Because here you're just giving the player license to just inevitably prevail with infinite ammo for this very powerful weapon. Now, the reason why you would need this is a very straightforward game design reason, which is, what if the player wastes all their rockets and doesn't have any more rockets left over, but still has to kill the boss to proceed? You have to find some way to resupply the player with rockets. So yeah, Valve's solution was an infinite rocket ammo supply crate, which is oh, and that triggered the rocket. Wait, I don't have a rocket launcher though. What am I supposed to do now? Oh my god. An arm just fell from the sky. What the hell is that? Oh god, these grunts are very tricky. Get out here. Wait, I can't reload while I'm zoomed in? Oh, that's cool. Okay. Slice the pie, slice the pie. Oh, how did I not get him? Oh my god, how am I not... I'm just gonna run up and shotgun him. Oh shit. Okay, there we go. When I walked there, I got a console message that the game was pre-caching the Apache model, but I don't see the Apache yet. Oh well. More rocket ammo for later, I guess. Another infinite rocket ammo supply crate. Okay. Very unusual to have two. But I guess I'm about to get the rocket launcher here, it looks like. And there's a bunch of trip mines here. I guess I should just shoot this one. How am I not hitting that? Oh wait, oh these aren't trip mines. Oops. These trigger the turrets. Okay. So with these lasers, you have to jump over, I guess. Let me find a box to jump on. Oh. There's nothing. It'd be cool if I could pick up one of these army cots and then jump over the laser that way. I think, or pick up a rock and then jump over with the rock. I don't it looks too high up for me to just regularly jump, and it looks too high up for me to crouch underneath. But oh, okay. No, it's just a little bit. It's just high enough. Okay. So it looks like there's 2 turrets right here. Anytime you see these trip mine turret puzzles, this is a level design tool to slow the player down. So we just had some combat fights, and now we have this kind of platforming laser puzzle. This is how you mix up the pacing in the level. So I guess my strategy here would be to throw a grenade here and then turn around and then explode these explosive boxes, and then that should take care of both of them. So let's try that. Okay, now it's both of the turrets gone. Fire buckets. They really like this fire bucket prop. I wish it was physicsy though. Oh well. Okay, now here's the long-awaited rocket launcher. And like a lot of health. Like I'm full up on health, and I just saw a health charger like 5 minutes ago. And there's a health charger here. There's health kits here. They kind of went really a bit overboard with how much they're supporting the player. I think I probably would have toned that down a little bit. But now I expect we will see the Apache now, right? But I guess the Apache does a lot of damage. Like, I just lost so much of my health. Like, I guess that's why I needed all this health. Yeah, for sure. I can't even see the Apache very well. Oh. That was a little bit silly. But yeah, I guess I did lose a lot of health. I guess that's why I needed so much health. In the chat, people are talking about, I wonder how much health came from the idea that, oh my god, that came from playtesters who just kept dying here. That's why they gave us so many supplies. Yeah, maybe that's how they supported everything again. So just a few notes about how it looks like they designed this. So it looks like there's a few levels of cover here, right? If I wanted to be more careful, I could have hid behind this when I approach the Apache, and then run over here, and hide behind this, and then hide behind this, hide behind this, hide behind this, and then also hide behind this, and try to keep this between me and the Apache to dodge its fire. So there's a good number of different options for some cover, which I think is good. But ultimately, yeah, I think one thing that Half-Life 2 improves upon with fighting the helicopters is that the choppers have a lot more, like, behavior to them. This one, it was just doing one standard behavior where it's following some path corner tracks, just flying around and then doing kind of a very standard attack pattern where it would shoot some machine gun, then shoot some rockets, then pause, then shoot some machine gun. I think I do prefer some Half-Life 2's innovations here, where the helicopter has some attack patterns, where sometimes they'll be shooting at you, sometimes they'll do a lot of evasive maneuvers and charge back and forth, and then sometimes they'll stay still. And yes, the Half-Life 2 choppers also do a lot more, also are much more readable when they're trying to shoot your rockets down. This one, you just heard, I think that's what that weird beeping sound was. You just hear this weird beeping sound, and that's supposed to signal what the choppers are, I guess? I don't know. That's supposed to signal the chopper, like, trying to kill you. Oh wait, was the, are we heading back towards the rope bridge now? Let's see. Oh, look at those jets. Ooh. What, did they just crash? Oh. No, they bombed something? Oh. That's kind of cool, like the whole dynamic skybox effect. Well, let's see if we do run into the rope bridge again, but if not, I'll try to circle back. Oh my god, I died. Yeah, I thought that blast wave was gonna like push me back or something. Oh, it looks like this is the end. Okay, let me circle back. So yeah, it looks like the alternate way that we could have done was, you might recall this sign. I guess this sign was meant to signpost, literally a signpost, that I could have dropped down here. Except this rock kind of discouraged me from doing that. I think if you wanted the player to investigate this side more, you shouldn't have put this rock here. Or you should have had more of a ledge here. Because it looks like I'm supposed to drop down from here? Is that it? There we go. Wait, what? Oh, what? Oh, that's weird. I guess this is like a secret. Oh. That's weird. Oh, someone was eating donuts and a taco and some watermelon? This is a weird Easter egg. I don't know what to make of this. Again, we see the level designer, Chris Horn, literally putting his photo and signing his level with this Easter egg. And we see a bunch of chips. very British looking crisp packets, but again, we'll let it go. We'll let it go. Wow, this is a weird Easter egg. This is like this is like Chris Horn's little hideout. Linux brand cola. Let's just put Linux in the garbage. Sorry. Some tacos that definitely are not safe to eat anymore. And it looks like a wireframe view of the test chamber with my terrible brushwork in there. Oof, sorry. Oh, and then some kind of map, but the map is super low res. Oh, no, phone? Wait, what am I supposed to do here? Am I supposed to go in this? Is this teleport back? Is that what I do? And then we have all these AR grenades, which are super powerful, but also good suppositories. But it looks like I'm already full up on AR grenade ammo. Yeah, that was kind of funny. It was just no warning about that teleport. Very surprising. Okay. And then if I followed this alternate path, I guess I would just keep going this way? I have to like zigzag. A lot fewer grunts to fight if you go this way. Oh wait, there's some grunts though. Oh my god, rude. Interesting. Why is there? I think I remember there. So this is a very iconic rope bridge. This is literally the rope bridge that's used as you know, like a key art kind of thing for the box cover of Half-Life. And it looks like this has been in the original. This is just very quickly like improvised by the level designer, and it looks a little bit rough. But here, this has been lovingly modeled by an environment artist with like detailed rope textures and everything. I also like that the wood plank texture is also faithful to the exact original, like kind of peach beige colored wood in the original one. Yeah, very faithfully remastered rope bridge. And the grenade, yeah, this trip mine here I shot before did not blow up the rope bridge. It's a very good rope bridge. And I imagine the trip mine here, I don't know why it's there. I guess it's to slow us down a little bit, or in case the grunts didn't get alerted when you have to blow up that trip mine, that will alert the grunts and force you to fight them. Maybe that's what that's about. Oh, and yeah, this is now we're swinging back around the other way. Ah, okay. So now we're back where we started. Oh, one quick question. Are the wood planks on that bridge deformable? Let me see. I don't think so. If the trip mine didn't blow them up. No, it seems pretty sturdy to me. Alright, so let's look over this level. So, all in all, We started over here, we snaked around. I followed this way around the pipes. Then I went down this pipe, so there's two of these big pipeline sections. Snake around, fought the Apache around there. And then our end goal was to end up here. And then that's the end of the critical path and the level exit. So yeah, pretty fascinating way to do all this. I mean, I love cliffside levels. I think, Half-Life 1 is one of the more iconic cliffside levels, but if you've played other games like, people in the chat mentioned Dark Messiah, also has like a really iconic cliffside level, or I just said I like them, but I can't remember any. But it's just all the verticality, I think, is just so interesting. Even if you ignore it as some kind of weird tech demo exercise to try to sell your game technology, I think just even as a formal design thing, this up and down zigzag flow is just so unusual from the normal kind of traversal we do in first-person games, that it's worth doing. Sewer levels are fun, but I also would like cliff levels to be an everyday cliche in level design. I think they're not enough of a cliche right now. Oh yes, Lost Coast. Half-Life Lost Coast is a great example of a cliffside climbing level. I think one other interesting note I'll make about this level design flow is that the exit is not noticeable at all. Like, I started over here, and this level design seems to break a pretty important rule that we usually say in level design, which is when you enter some kind of chapter area, you need to tell the player or show the player where they're going to give them an idea of what this is all like working up towards. But this cliffside level breaks that rule, because for 90% of this level, you have no idea what this is all working up towards. Where are you going? What are you really like doing here? Like, who would have thought it would end with a rapid upward ascent right here and then going into another sewer? Like, who knew that that's how this section would end? So, in certain respects, this level breaks that cardinal rule of level design, but maybe it's okay sometimes to not know where you're going. All right, let's, oh my god, wait, what just happened? It clipped me inside. Okay, there we go. Oh yes, in Half-Life 2, also the Nova Prospect cliff climbing section also has is also a good time. Pace. A lot of sewer fun there. And hopefully this kind of narrow canyon effect is evoking a previous section in Surface Tension, where we were maybe like, oh, a lot of health, a lot of armor too, where we were on the other side of this whole building. The screen's gone pretty dark. It's a little bit hard to see where I'm going. I think now is gonna be a tank fight. Oh man, my dogs are barking. Oh my god, ah! Wait, how did they see me? I'm gonna go back in my hole. Let's try a different hole. Oh, ouch, 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 okay. I think, in the interest of time, I could just, like, die, but I think I'm just gonna turn on God mode and pretend I'm committing myself to better combat. Oh my god, how was I supposed to... Wow, how was I ever supposed to fight like 7 grunts in a tank? Wow. I don't know if I ever would have been able to get past this encounter. I can just let the tank kill the grunts. Wow. Yeah, I don't know how I ever would have gotten around this. I don't think that would have been really, really hard. I don't know how I would have fought that successfully. I guess I could have gone into this canal and then spammed grenades blindly. I think what makes this impossible is that these tunnel things, when you pop your head out, it's kind of funny. I like the idea of this, but it's just so hard to fight from here because you have no idea what's even waiting for you up here, and you also have no idea what the surface terrain looks like. Like, it's super blind about what you're getting into. I think if you wanted to... Like, the answer to this encounter is not more health, because I already had full health. And I would have found it so impossible. I think, yeah, I would do probably more what McLoganog is suggesting here. Build more of a foothold into here, where I think these sewer grates, if you built like a metal... If you surrounded these manhole ladder hatch things with metal grating, it would allow us to know a little bit more about what's on the surface around here. Because this is just a death trap. Like, if you use this manhole, you are just setting yourself up for death, because there's zero cover here. Same thing with this manhole, relatively. You're sheltered from the tank here, at least. But it's just setting you up to make really bad choices, which is, I think, strange. And then this ladder is also just a really bad idea, because now you have zero cover here. You're completely exposed. I think... The other alternative that I think you could do to redesign this section is... I think you can leave this as a bad idea, but add a door here, and then make this lead into like a mezzanine area. Like maybe up to this catwalk here. Wait, how would you get up to this catwalk? Oh, right up here. Or some way to give us a vista view of the battleground. Because otherwise, like if I was able to get a good view and like see this view through a window, I think I would have been a lot more patient about figuring it out. But to me, that just seemed impossible. I don't know how I would have gone around that. And then you're also introducing a new enemy type, the tank, and the tank is super punishing too. So you're giving the player 0 information to deal with a really difficult grunt fight and to fight a new boss monster, which I think is too much. I think there's ways to balance this without just trying to spam health at the player or something. Let's see. Oh, there was a suggestion here in the chat that I was supposed to take a back path. I guess the back path is this? Oh, okay. Oh, and then you would fight from this back path. Oh, that would have been much nicer. Well, okay, let me see if I can reload. Sounds. Oh wait, what was that? Oh, I guess it was a exploding barrel? I didn't even... Wait, so they put that trap there to discourage you from even taking this back path as well? It just seems like a lot. I don't know. Oh, and then the tank shoots through that? Oh, that's kind of fun, I guess. Okay, so I'm supposed to, like, hide here and then snipe off the... I'm gonna switch to a... Can I throw grenades far enough? No. I mean, I shouldn't have tried to snipe from so far. So I guess this is the critical path. This is what I'm supposed to do. Which also doesn't feel that great. I don't know. Okay, I guess all the grunts are dead now. Oh, or maybe not. Okay, or maybe that does. Okay, that doesn't seem to work. Rockets are bad. I have to use only grenades, but I don't have any grenades anymore because I wasted them all. Is there any grenades over here? Ouch! Oh, here's some rockets. Yeah, I don't know what I'm... You can't use rockets, because the machine gun will kill you. I mean, I guess if I circle strafe fast enough around the tank, then it's okay. Or maybe I can use these satchels. Maybe that's what I should do. Oh, okay, no, I died already. Oh, so now I'm supposed to go back into here and pop up in another hole? Well, that didn't... It seems like they always know... They know where I'm gonna be better than I know where I'm gonna be. Okay, I think I'm just gonna move on from this. And, yeah, it seems like you have so little knowledge about, the level that... And then you have to die to get knowledge of the level, which is a little bit strange. I mean... I think this will have been fairly standard by, like, you know, the standard of level design at that time. But I didn't even kill most of the grunts. They were all still here. I like how the turret flies up. Yeah, if you're playing Black Mesa for real, I mean, good luck with this fight. Ugh. Yeah, it's just super unclear to me what... I mean, there's no... It's okay for encounters not to have some kind of slam dunk solution. I think that's totally fine, but... It still feels a little bit weird to, like, make that fight so hard and unbalanced with how little the player knows. Okay, so it looks like our ultimate goal is to go here? Wait, what? Oh. This door is just open for no reason. Was I supposed to... Oh, I was supposed to pick up the rockets here. And then that gives you... And then you can circle strafe. And then shoot the rockets at the tank. So is that supposed to be the solution? I don't even know where I'm supposed to go now. Do I go here? No. Oh, I go in here. So maybe you don't even really have to kill the tank. Like, if you're having a lot of problems with this tank, you would jump out here, run over here, press the button, then run over here, and hope you don't die? Yeah? I don't know. But yeah, I think just need to rebalance this fight, and I think if there's more player knowledge or more opportunities for the player to understand the layout of this and give the player more options, I think that would be nice. Oh, is that another tank? Uh-oh. There we go. Now I'm better at fighting the tanks, so...
Power 15%.
Oh, ouch. Who's that? Oh, down there? Oh, oops. Oh, there's always someone. Where is that guy? There we go. I think I got them all. This fight felt a little bit better because it was so spread out, because I understood the terrain. It was fun to use the slope as cover. Like, I could go back and forth and back and forth. But yeah, I agree a little bit on the tank encounters here. Like, well, is this really a tank? This was more of like a mechanized infantry. It wasn't necessarily like a Bradley or an Abrams or whatever. I don't know, are there any military nerds in the chat? Probably know exactly what they are. But I think, but to me, yeah, this encounter felt a lot better because I had a lot more warning of it, and it was just fighting this tank in isolation. Meanwhile, fighting the Bradley or Abrams tank or whatever with 8 grunts in a complicated arena where I don't even know what the layout is, yeah, felt too punishing to me. Oh, why is the game stuttering so much? Kind of weird. Oh well. Ooh, a lot of grenades and ammo. Oh, he doesn't look good. What's that button do? Oh, it closes the door. Oh. Oh wait, what's happening now? What? Oh, there's some Ooh, is this the mine section? Okay, so this... Okay, well, I think we'll stop here, because this is a nice big set piece, and it's been about an hour. So, yeah. Next week, we will... I think this is the end of the surface tension chapter, but this is also, like, another very memorable, kind of iconic section of Half-Life 1, where next week we're going to have to... It's kind of combining the best, or not the best, combining a bunch of game mechanics from the previous chapter. So next week we're going to have to dodge mines. We're also going to have to fight snipers. We're also going to have to solve a trip mine puzzle. It's like combining all these different things together. Next week we'll tackle the giant... I think this is some kind of like nuke storage facility, so we'll tackle this for next week. Anyway, thanks everyone for hanging out, and I hope thinking about silly level design in Black Mesa is like a fun distraction from the giant political project that is ahead of all of us in society, where we all have to rethink our relationship with the police, as well as rethinking race relations and amplifying black voices in society. So thanks everyone for hanging out and partaking in this fun distraction with me. Hope you all have a good rest of your day and week, and see you in the streets, I guess. Bye.